Hello, ladies, this is Pesanya. Today, we are going to look at the life history of Russia's President Vladimir Putin, who stands as one of the world's most powerful leaders, facing all NATO countries and their armed forces united. He was born on October 7, 1952, into a humble family in Russia. Both of his parents worked in a factory, and his grandfather worked as a chef for leader Lenin. He completed his schooling at State University in Petersburg and then studied law at Leningrad University. From a young age, he had a great interest in judo and achieved national level victories. Even as a child, he was known for his eloquence and intelligence, and he later joined the Soviet intelligence agency, the KGB. From 1985 to 1990, he was stationed in East Germany. During that time, many uprisings occurred, and the German wall was used to crush the people. In particular, the power of the Soviet Union gradually began to wane, and ultimately, in 1991, the Soviet Union fractured into several parts. This leaves a deep impact on him, and after the Soviet Union splits, he is unwilling to work under the new administration and resigns from his position. His focus shifts towards politics, and one of his professors is a mayor, through whom he obtains a position as the head of the Foreign Affairs Department at the mayor's office. When the Soviet Union collapsed, the Russian economy faced a tremendous crisis, and many people lost their government jobs and struggled with unemployment. During that time, the leader Eltsin was also fighting to maintain his position. He was also an alcoholic, and in this situation, the leader needed a trustworthy aide. It was then that Putin's name was recommended, and in 1996, he became the leader's aide. Seeing Putin's performance, on August 9, 1999, he dismisses his prime minister and appoints Putin as prime minister. Similarly, on December 31, 2000, due to a decline in the leader's popularity and growing dissatisfaction among the people, he stepped down and Putin assumed the position of leader. After Putin assumed office, his actions received a warm reception from the public, and notably, starting from the year 2000, he began holding an annual large scale press conference where he patiently answered every question from journalists. And one occasion, he spoke continuously for 5 hours, which greatly astonished everyone. In his first 4 years, he worked hard to stabilize his position and boosted Russia's economy by 7% per year. He transformed the Russian economy into an open economy, attracted numerous top businesses to invest, and successfully increased individual income and domestic production. Additionally, in 2004, he faced the Chechen problem, where the people in that region were involved in the struggle for independence. That area, located near the Caspian Sea, is rich in oil resources. In this Chechen conflict, there was an attack at the Beslan school where about 1,500 people were taken hostage. In the ensuing Russian recounter operation, it's reported that 335 people lost their lives, many of them children, making this a significant dark mark on President Putin's record. Nevertheless, he appeared to remain supported by the Chechen region and effectively governed his administration there, and so in 2004 he was re elected as the leader once again. Then in 2007, he mentioned at the UNI conference that tensions were rising in South Ossetia, a part of Georgia, due to decisions made by the Western countries, and just a few days later, that region was taken over. In 2008, his term was coming to an end, as Russian law states that no one should serve as president for more than 2 terms, totally 8 years. Therefore, he used his influence to appoint his friend as a figurehead president, while he himself took on the role of prime minister. Then, by reshaping the Russian constitution to his advantage, he returned to the presidency in 2012. In the meantime, during the 2010 Ukrainian election, he observed the opposition and, in response, ensured that his own supporter became the president. Then, in 2012, after he assumed the presidency, he sent his troops and took control of Crimea, effectively annexing it to Russia and thereby enhancing his influence. This marked the beginning of the Ukraine Russia conflict because before the collapse of the Soviet Union, all of Russia's key technology and important ports were located in Crimea, and it was through that region that they engaged in trade with Western countries, making that area extremely important to Russia. As a result, Russia would be expelled from the G7 group. Now, the main reason for Russia's conflict with Ukraine is the expansion of NATO by Western countries. The continuous expansion of NATO into numerous countries was a major concern for Russia, especially since Ukraine was set to join NATO. This was because America and European countries, driven by their own strategic interests, wanted to keep Russia in check, and so they aimed to bring Ukraine under this influence. Ukraine, in turn, showed a keen eagerness to join NATO. As we already know, according to NATO's Article 5, if one member of NATO is attacked, it effectively triggers a collective response from all NATO members, meaning that the attacking country would face the entire NATO force in retaliation. This is the main reason behind Putin's conflict with Ukraine. In 2022, the war began, and now, as we approach the 4 year mark, the current situation is that about 20% of Ukraine's territory is under Russian control. At this point, it is said that the war is nearing its end, and it's believed that India's involvement could serve as a foundation for halting the Ukraine war. Moreover, we have also encountered wars with both Pakistan and China, and in both of those conflicts, Russia stood by our side and remains a trusted ally for India to this day. So, in any situation, Russia, the true friend that never abandoned India, and its leader Putin will continue to be a powerful leader in the times to come. Above all, let us pray that the conflict is avoided and that Russia can continue on its path of growth. May the India Russia relationship grow even stronger and may Putin's efforts continue. Stay tuned, I am Prasanna. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and support the channel. Thank you for watching.